All right, grace and peace, you guys. It's April back from Unshakable with April Chapman. You guys, it has been a whirlwind of a couple of days. So we got to Ocean Springs on Saturday. We are leaving today. I've got so much footage and content to share with you guys, but I just can't get to all of it right now. We had sporadic internet, pretty much non-existent internet. So uploading was just a nightmare. But I just finished my interview with Tyler Cox, who is the legal representative, the attorney for Jax, Morgan, and Warren. Those are the three young white men who are being falsely implicated, accused, with lots of innuendos, suggestions, and downright defamatory statements as it relates to their involvement with what happened to Nolan Wells. So I came to Ocean Springs and I specifically requested to meet with Tyler Cox. I've met his entire team. I've been intimately connected with this case because I wanted to know the facts surrounding why is he so confident that his clients didn't have anything to do with what happened with Nolan. There's also another parallel story that is formulating alongside this story, and that is an ideological and political narrative that has been spawned as a result of what has happened to Nolan Wells. Now, here's the deal. No one knows what happened to Nolan Wells. We know that if we don't know anything else, we know something happened to him because he is now deceased, but we don't know what specifically happened to Nolan Wells. But we also know that the race grievance crowd has taken this tragedy upon themselves to incite and insert a racial overtone over this case in order to serve very specific purposes. It serves a political purpose because if you can take a tragedy like this and then use it and weaponize it to garner votes and support for a midterm election, then you're going to do that. Um, the other narrative that is being developed parallel to this story is how misinformation and downright falsehoods can be used and weaponized to destroy the lives of others. And so all of these stories are happening alongside the Nolan Wells case. I came down here to meet with the attorneys, to meet with the families. Last night, I had dinner with Ben Hudson and Ashley Cole and two of the boys and the parents. And it was just very interesting to see how these young men talk about Nolan, how they refuse to paint Nolan in a bad light, and how they are thoroughly committed to protecting and preserving the memory of their friend, all the while they are advocating for themselves and attempting to clear their own names. And it's been wonderful to watch them move because two things can be true at the same time. Yes, something happened to Nolan Wells. They want to know what it is, but they're like, we didn't do it. And we want to be able to grieve like everybody else without being included in the list of suspects with a cloud of suspicion hanging over them. And so here's what I learned in talking to the residents of Ocean Springs. This is really a magical place that has unfortunately been unjustly targeted by Al Sharpton. So here is my message to Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, we know that you for a very long time has been following a particular playbook, following a particular formula in order to misrepresent and gaslight America into believing that everything is about race. Well, if everything is about race, then nothing can be about race. For whatever reason, you're unwilling to move on and find something else to do. Find something else that you could be good at other than being a professional shakedown artist. But uh, outside of the grace of God coming down and rescuing your sin sick heart, we know that you will probably never change. But here's what we're hoping will happen. We're hoping that because these young men are fighting to clear their names, fighting to have the truth come out about how they were not involved in what happened with Nolan Wells, we're hoping that you will think 2, 3, and 4 times before you remotely attempt to go down to another community and incite your racial grievance narrative. This story had nothing to do with race relations or the lack thereof in the state of Mississippi. You do not know this community and you underestimated this community. You thought that because Nolan's friend group was white and that because he was black, that storyline alone would be enough to incite the tension that you need in order to garner votes for political power. But here's what you've learned. You have learned that these people are fighters. They are strong. They are resilient. And they are on a pursuit of truth, which is we want to know what happened to Nolan Wells, but you're not about to find the truth or invent a narrative that you want people to believe is truth at our expense. That's what they are ultimately fighting for. They're fighting to restore their good names. They're fighting to restore their reputations. They're fighting to expose you as the grievance hustler that you are, who seeks to divide communities all for selfish gain. The Democrat Party, as we know it, is so done that they employed the tactics, the Marxist tactics of Al Sharpton in a cheap attempt to garner just a little bit more votes so that they could try to secure some semblance of power this November. I'm hoping that America sees that you don't deserve to get the House back. You deserve to be exactly where you are, broke and at the bottom of the pit and desperately looking and seeking for anything that you can to make you relevant because the American people are over it. As I penned in my article, white guilt is dead and we killed it. And we are no longer going to stand idly by as you further divide this country on the basis of suspicion and falsehoods. We're done doing that. Now, here's my message to Ocean Springs, the community of Ocean Springs, the wonderful, beautiful people of Ocean Springs. Thank you for opening up your homes to me. Thank you for being such a welcoming and safe environment for me to come and get firsthand accounts to further supplement my coverage of this story. You guys have amazing food, amazing culture. You have things that are distinctively you, and you don't have to change for anybody. Ocean Springs is a beautiful place, a wonderful boating and coastal community that has been nothing but kind and gracious to me and my traveling companions. And I am glad that I got to come down here and experience it firsthand for myself. You will bounce back. I hope you see the division that has tried to come in and divide your small little community. And I'm hoping that you don't buy into it. I am hoping that when all of this settles, when the dust settles and things can kind of go back to some semblance of normal, that you will rise from the ashes and be stronger than you were before, that your community will be closer and more tight knit than it was before. Do not take this lying down. You absolutely must fight back. And to Jax, Morgan, and Warren, you have so many people out here supporting you. We're going to encourage more people to give to your Give, Send, Go campaign because we want to make sure that you guys have the financial resources necessary to cut the head of this snake off so that it doesn't cause any further harm to any other individuals in the future. So, as we prepare to get ready to go to get lunch, have a flight to catch, we're headed back to our respective homes and communities. I just wanted to come on here really quickly to let you know that I will be releasing the footage that I've captured since I've been down here in Ocean Springs, and that I've had a wonderful time. And I'm even more convinced that we need to fight to expose the unfruitful deeds of darkness, and that is to squash this racial narrative and kill it once and for all, because it's simply not true. These young men didn't have anything to do with what happened to Nolan Wells. Something happened to Nolan Wells, but we're not going to drag these young men down and destroy their lives in a pursuit of trying to figure out what happened to Nolan Wells. So until next time, you guys, stand firm, stay bold, and above all else, stay unshakable. Grace and peace.